How very strange. Um, the group cover is gone. I don't know why. Um, I'll have to look into that. But we're here. That's the most important thing. A good evening, my lovelies. I've got a really cool subject for you today. Self-concept. I think I asked a couple of people already if you know what is self-concept, what do you think about it? If you ever heard about self-concept as a concept, yeah. So I don't think many people do. Self-concept is Neville Goddard concept. It comes from Neville Goddard, and it kind of relates back to manifesting. So if I could put this into the easiest way to kind of explain it, it's how you see yourself. Okay, it's how you see if how you think the world sees you. Okay, how you perceived from others. It's kind of related to self-belief, self-worth, but it's the concept. It's okay, how do people see me? How do I see myself? So imagine this is everything that comes after I am. Yeah. So what is it that you say to yourself? I am after I am. And I think these days, good evening, Jodie. Hi. I'm just talking about self concept, and I think I remember you saying that you didn't really come across that before. So self concept is the idea that I have of myself, okay, and the idea how I am perceived by the world, by the people, okay. And this idea of self concept goes into different areas of our life. So it's my work life, it's my love life, it's my health. Yeah, we're talking about health here. So if we're talking about anxiety, depression, and so on, it's related to your health. So how do you see yourself? How do you see, let's say that this is a person who's struggling with anxiety. You might say, I am anxious. I am an anxious person. I struggle with anxiety. I'm depressed. Okay. And this is your self-concept. This is already yours, if you wish. Oh, I've got hair somewhere. And this is like that's why I want to talk about this. That's why I want to go to the core, and then let's kind of tackle this subject. Let's tackle, okay, how is it that you think about yourself? How is it that you see yourself in different areas? And I tell you what, it will be quite interesting for you to notice that you will see yourself stronger in one area and you will see a little bit less in the other. Let's say you have amazing job, but in a shit relationship. Yeah, meaning career wise, I see myself, I'm amazing, I'm incredible, I'm ambitious, I can have amazing job, I'm intelligent. But then when it comes to love life, you're in a shit relationship with a narcissist who is abusing you, I don't know, maybe verbally and emotionally, and you can't get out of this relationship. I think I'm going to the narcissist because it's quite extreme example, and I think it just illustrates what I'm trying to say. Hopefully none of you are in that relationship, and it's just awful. I had a friend in a relationship like that, and actually she was great at work. She had a great job. I think she worked for Channel 4, BBC or something, and she was very successful. She was very she had this really cool job. She was very intelligent. When you spoke to her, it's like, wow, she's very interesting. But then living with this guy and just like bringing her down and just covering up, the bruises or whatever. It's like, oh no, I fell, or I went to the gym and I didn't know how to use the thing. She loved him so much to be in that relationship. So in being in that relationship, from love life perspective, she didn't feel worthy of having a beautiful relationship. She didn't feel worthy of being loved. Yeah. So can you see that there is different parts of self-concept? So self-concept as an idea, amazing, but it will be different for you. It might be different in different areas, and that's what we're here to discover today. Now, if you think about it, so that when you go back to the children, as a child, you don't really have free will, if you wish. So as a child, you have been given this self-concept. So as a child, this is John, and the little John is a good boy, and the little John is really good at school, and he likes to play with his toys. And this has been given to you until the age of 7, 8. You are a little sponge, so you are just taking the opposite information from the world. You have no really ideas of the world. You just taking everything as given. So whatever your parents will tell you, whatever your teachers will tell you, whatever happens around you, you take it, this is how the world is, and this is how I am being seen, and this is what you take, and this is how you go to the world. But then, have we revised that situation? Because sometimes people are stuck. Now, here's another thing. So children have no self-concept. It kind of develops with you getting your emotional intelligence, getting mature, getting different situations, and growing as an adult, right? And then it comes about. But also, I think now, especially now, with social media, okay, when let's say you're scrolling through Instagram, and you just like, oh, we have this perception, we have this idea of a girl who's like that skinny, oh, and even if you don't want to, and you're not doing this consciously, it's subconscious, you are comparing yourself. I don't look like that, not good enough, not, I'm not like that. You're scrolling down, someone is on a holiday in Hawaii. Oh, wow, I could never afford that. You're scrolling down, and you keep comparing yourself, and now you're watching the news, and there is a movie, and you're watching Netflix, or social media is a big one. It's a big one. Or maybe your friends will come and they will say something, and you are bombarded with all these different words, with different situations, with different ideas, and it's like you are buried under all these ideas, all this content. And today I want to ask you, who really are you? Have you thought about it? When was the last time that you actually asked yourself that question? Who am I? Who am I? So self-concept is everything that comes after I am. I'm intelligent, I am amazing, I am great. Or is it that most people, this is a rhetorical question, most people will say, I'm so stupid, I'm so lazy, I'm so this. Let's say you're scrolling and it's like a girl who goes to the gym, or I don't know, it's a gym rat, whatever they call them out. Oh no, too lazy for that. I am. So you need to really be careful what comes after I am. And again, it could be unconscious because you've been doing it and saying it for so long. You are stuck with this idea of you. Now is the time to reinvent yourself. And that's why we're here. Because if you are struggling with anxiety, if you are struggling with depression, there is a concept, a self-concept in your mind that you already have, that you have created, that it's keeping you stuck in that state. Because you have this idea of you, this is how I am. And because you never challenge that idea, you never challenge that self-concept, you are thinking this is how it's going to be always. This is, again, 95% of our thoughts or of our everything that you do is being governed by your subconscious mind. So you are on autopilot. If you've been thinking about yourself in a certain way for a long time, it's not going to change without you actually physically doing something drastic and actually recognizing what is it that you think about yourself. Now, here is the idea. And I think that's really interesting for us to peel the layers and actually find out, okay, from health perspective. And I'm banging on about health because we're here to get rid of anxiety. Yeah, bottom line. Okay, we're having fun, we're doing a little bit of dancing, we're doing some meditations and stuff, but deep down, we're doing this challenge for you to feel better, for you to feel calmer, for you to take back the control. There are so many different aspects of your life that I want you to tackle, but this is the core of it. How do you see yourself to the world? Who are you? Who is the real you? Do you even know who real you is? When I was going through a breakup, I didn't know who I was. And I think when you're going through a divorce, when you're going through a breakup, that is a blessing in a shit situation, because then you have the opportunity. You have the opportunity to reinvent yourself at any time. Don't get me wrong. But when something like that happens, it makes you stops in your track, and it's like, okay, but hold on a second. Who am I now without this person? Who is the real me? This is the question that I ask myself. Whole my life I was in a relationship, not with one person, but in and out, in and out. And I was maybe single for 6 months. So I was always living somebody else's life. Not because they wanted me. It was my insecurity because I didn't know who I was. I was like, oh, you like this? I like this too. No, I don't like heavy metal music. No, I don't like listening to it at 6 a.m. I fucking hate it, actually. You get my point? So once you find out who you are, it's about taking back the power, taking back the control, taking back the ownership of you and standing up for yourself. It's like, whoa, 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 hold on a second. I'm not stupid here. I am intelligent. I am amazing. I'm this. Of course, I've got areas to work on. But no, I'm not taking no shit. Okay? Let me look at my notes. I think this day and age, people are really comfortable with the idea when someone's complaining, when someone is whining and oh my God, I've got so many problems and this, and people can relate to that. People can, you know why people watch like Coronation Street or EastEnders or whatever? Because they can relate to that, because there is so many problems, there is so many issues. And one part is they can relate to that and it sells. And the other part is like, oh, look at their life. It's so much worse than mine. Okay? And that's why people love to watch that. And, marketing and all this, psychology behind all of this. People who do those movies, serial, whatever they're called, they know what they're doing. Because they make you feel, okay, someone got worse than me. I'm going to watch that because it makes me feel good. I'm better than them. But are you? Or are you just covering it up? Oh, someone's got worse than me. I don't have to work on myself. Because working on yourself, working on your self-worth, on your self-discovery, on really discovering who you are. I'm not saying it's hard work. It's work though. It's beautiful. It's enlightening. It's self-love. Not many people want to do that. Some people are scared. I used to live with a girl and she's like, she couldn't even fall asleep without anything. I don't know if you heard about something called ASMR. ASMR is basically sounds. So even when she wanted to fall asleep, she needed to listen to sound of something. And she would listen to someone whispering words, a story. I find it really interesting. And she was saying, I find it difficult when it's quiet, I don't want to hear my thoughts. I was like, wow, that's deep. Deep if you are scared of hearing your thoughts. And that's why I think people are quite challenged when it comes to meditation, because with meditation, you just sit. How easy is that? That is it. You sitting with your own thoughts. It's like you are confronted with the real you. Aren't you scared what you're going to see? I was excited. I wasn't scared, I was intrigued. But I needed to do a lot of work because there was so much low self-esteem and low self-worth, and the self-concept was all over the place. So if you have an area right now, let's say you have a job that you really don't like, you're earning shit money, this is maybe the area where you see yourself, I don't deserve a better job. I don't deserve better money because I'm not educated. I didn't go to university. You will make up so many different reasons just to justify to stay in that position, because again, going back to the comfort zone. Okay, so today I want to peel back the layers of 3 areas in our life, and let's have a look. Who do you think you are? How does the world sees you? And how can we change it? How can we build it up? Even if you see yourself in one area amazing, we can always build it up on it. And if you are, incredible, amazing. But most people don't. And I tell you what, so going back to when I was saying, if someone is just whinging and oh my god, and life is so shit, and when I worked in hospitality at some point, I think I told you I did some freelancing at events, and I had this friend, and everything was shit, and he's like, oh, it's raining. Yeah, but we're inside, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, but when I go back home, it's gonna be wet. I don't really like it. Then the cab's gonna be late. Then the next thing is, oh, it's sunny today. Don't you like it? No, it's too hot. Too hot. And it was always something. And I think it was funny, but people like people complaining. But people find it uncomfortable when you are confident. When you are confident, when your self-concept is strong, when you are saying, how many people do you know around you who are saying, I'm amazing, I'm fabulous, I'm incredible, I'm insane, It makes people feel uncomfortable. But once you get to that stage, and once you actually, this is the core of you, this is the real you, this is the you that you build up, and you actually go out there with a head high and saying, do you know what? No, I am fucking amazing. I am fabulous. I am great. I am fantastic. Then you are given the permission to others to do that too. But you need to own it. It cannot be a fake thing. It cannot be just like, oh, I'm going to say it. I'm amazing. I mean, this in comparison, of course I'm amazing. Yeah? Even your posture, even you can tell. Or sometimes, have you ever been to the party and it's like, there is a person that's coming in and suddenly, the music plays and whatever, and everyone just turns around. There is an energy of this person. This person doesn't have to say a word. The energy, the posture, the way they walk, the way they talk, the way they carry themselves. And I tell you what, this person for sure has a very strong self-concept. And this is how I want you to become. Yeah? So, I'm going to move to the mission in a second. But it's also trusting yourself. Yeah? Trusting yourself and believing in yourself. So, when I was saying, in order for you to ever in your life have anxiety-free life, everything goes down to belief. Believe that this is possible, but also believe in yourself. Okay? And trust in yourself. When we talked about your intuition, I can guarantee you, this is one of the things that I can really guarantee will never let you down. Your intuition is on point 100% every time, and it will tell you. The problem is, do you want to listen? That's why two affirmations for you today. I believe in myself and I trust myself. Because your body, your mind will tell you the answers to every single question you might have. But you need to trust yourself. You need to believe that you have the inner guidance, you have the inner knowing and the strength to overcome everything that is in front of you. If anxiety showed up in your life, that means there is a lesson to be learned here. And that also means that the universe thinks that you are ready to overcome it. Now, if you are repeating a pattern, if you are living with it and you are struggling and struggling and struggling and struggling, and it's the pattern repeating itself and you feel like I'm still in the same place, that means you haven't learned a lesson and you can't move on. So, and again, we're starting from within. Everyone is looking outside for everything. I'm going to take happy pills. I'm going to get drunk. I'm going to go to the party. I'm going to have sex with someone to validate myself. I'm going to go on Tinder and have 10,000 matches so I feel good about myself. This is all external validation. This is all external things to make you feel good about yourself. Me and you know. We both know it's not the way forward. We are here in this challenge. I'm giving you so many tools and I'm giving you so many different areas to work on, areas to concentrate, areas to look at yourself. I can see the beauty in you, in every single person. There is a lot of clutter, there is a lot of dust that we need to dust off. And no one's perfect, and that's the beauty in it. We're all unique and you need to take the ownership in that. You know, when I worked in corporate world, I never really felt that I fit in. And I didn't find the jokes funny. I'm not an ass licker thing, you know, and it was like, oh, you look so great. And it's like, no, you're not. You know, and for me, it was like this fake, putting the fake face just to be like in the team, just to be liked and whatever. And I'm not a yes person. If I don't like something, I will challenge it, but I will challenge it in a constructive way, or like, you know. So I never kind of fit in. And now I know this is my biggest strength, to be unique, to be different, to be challenging. If I fit in there, I'd probably still be working, you know, as a business development manager for a challenger bank in London. But here you go. Because I didn't fit in, because that wasn't mine, I found my calling. This is where I feel I thrive. This is where I find myself excited about life. You know what I do this? Because I have not found a better feeling in the world that therapy gives you. Not therapy to yourself, therapy to others. If I can make one person feel amazing about themselves, about their life, there is no better feeling in the world. If I can do that to one person, I can do that to many. And this is why I do this. But it goes back to my self-concept, because I need to be strong enough. I need to be confident enough to stand up and say and find my voice and say, this is what I want. This is how I do it. This is how I go out there. This is how I spread the word. This is how I want to help people. And not because there is this marketing. You know, for so long, I was just following people. I'm going to do this, and then you're going to post this, and you're going to do this, and you're going to tell people this, and when you sell, you this. Whoa, what a bullshit. And then someone came and said, and give me the permission to be me. So I no longer have to follow strategy and do this and do this. I can be me. I can be myself. I can show up and say, look, I would love to help you. This is my idea. What do you think? That's it. This is me. This is who this resonates with me. And this is how I want you to find yourself. Whatever you do, I want you to feel good about yourself. I want you to feel confident. I want you to go back to your core and it's like, this is who I am. This is who I am, and this is what I deserve. So if you are in a shared relationship, let's go back to that example. Well, I'm Jenny. Yeah. I'm okay looking. Yeah. I'm actually single. Yeah. Yeah, it's been years. It's better that way, you know. I like my own company. Yeah. What do I deserve? Um, being single, you know. If I don't love myself, no one else will. Can you see that? You know, and this is a silly kind of example here, but you get my point. In different areas of life, this is how deep down you will feel. This is about you, not me. So we're going to challenge today how we feel, how we see ourselves. And I want you to, so we're going to do, here is the part of the mission part. Jodie, what's your thoughts? What do you think about that? Self-concept. Did it hit? I'm looking for a word. What do you say? Did it hit? Not the nerve, you know. Did it make you think? So there are going to be 3 parts of the mission today. We're going to do one part in first column. So I want you to go back to your notebook, and we're going to have 3 columns. And in one column, I want you to write it down. Health being you are anxious, okay? Then we're going to put work, and we're going to put what love life. You can put as many as you want to. I just wanted to give you 3 ideas so you've got an idea, and then we can explore different areas. So health, work, love life. Then the second column is who am I? So I want you to write it down. I am. So in health could be I am anxious, I am depressed, I am asthmatic. Is that how you say it? And then the third column, and here is what I deserve. So someone who's very low, as a low self-esteem, could say health, I'm anxious, I deserve to struggle. Yeah? This is what I want you to go deep on. This might be it might be emotional actually when I thought about it. Because it will hit what's really, really deep inside you. Don't worry. We are here to discover that. Because if we don't know the problem, we can't find a solution. Okay? My mentor used to say, well, she always says it, understanding is the power. Once you understand what is the core, what is the issue, then you can fix it. It's about building ourselves up. It's about building the foundation. If the foundation is like this, in any area, well, the house won't last, won't it? And this is what we do. I don't know if Jodie heard me or... Oh, she's typing. There you go. Jodie says, I agree with that, what you're saying, and can also see where my low self-esteem reflects in my mood, behavior, and myself physically. Okay. And I admire, for you to have balls to say it. Yeah? That takes courage to actually say it out loud. When you say in your mood, so do you say, okay, because I don't... Do you feel like you don't deserve something when it comes to your health? Again, if this is too much, if you're not comfortable answering that question, that's absolutely fine. So we're going to do those 3 columns, and I want you to have it you know, dig deep and have a think. Don't deserve. What is it that you don't deserve? I used to believe that I didn't deserve to be loved because I created this belief that my father didn't love me. So subconsciously, I thought if my father didn't love me, no one else will. My father is my first male caregiver. If my dad didn't give me love because I'm not lovable, how anybody else can love me? So I would go and sabotage every single relationship because subconsciously I would be like, okay, I'm going to end this relationship. This came in hypnosis, so I would never ever know. So I would sabotage every single relationship and come out of it. You know how I would go to I don't know, we 2 years in, 3 years in, and I would suffocate them. It's like, okay, what about babies? What about relationships? What about marriage? And obviously for a guy, it's like running away, you know, and every single time. And I would do this subconsciously because I knew they would break up with me. And the belief, underlying belief was, if I exit this relationship, if I get out of it, you will never find out the truth. And the truth was, I'm not lovable because my father didn't love me. So before you find out that I'm a fraud, you better leave me now. Look how... Okay. Jodie says, anything, I don't deserve anything good that comes my way. People being there for me as I feel I'm a burden. We've got work to do, girl. How does it feel saying it out loud? And I bet many of you will have similar thoughts. So this is building yourself up. Okay, let's peel the layers. And that's okay if you're feeling like that. I don't deserve to be loved. I don't deserve to be happy. I don't deserve to be rich. I don't deserve to be wealthy. I don't deserve to be anxiety free. I don't deserve to be depression free. I don't deserve to be in a happy relationship. I don't deserve to have money. I deserve to struggle. I deserve to punish myself. I deserve to be poor. I deserve to be fat. I deserve to feel sorry for myself. Is that how you're feeling? That's okay. That's okay. This is where we are finding the understanding. And that's okay. You're only human and you're here for a reason. Maybe this is the lesson that you're supposed to be learning. And remember, if you are here, the universe is giving you all this information. The universe, God, whatever you believe, because it thinks, it feels, it knows that you are ready to overcome this. It makes me sad too. But that's okay. We're going to change it. Jodie, so mission for today, we're going to have 3 columns. So health, work. So in the first column, you know, area of life, and then we're going to have health, work, love life. And then second column, what am I? And I want you to write it down, I am, and then say, you know, anxious, for example. I am work, intelligent, or I'm shit. Whatever comes. This is about the truth. This is about digging deep and being honest with yourself. Yeah? And then the third one, what do I deserve? And I deserve, I don't know, I deserve to be anxious for the rest of my life, maybe. Because you don't deserve, because you feel deep down that you don't deserve to be happy, to be calm. And that's why the anxiety is still there. Because we need to work deep down on the self-belief that you deserve to be happy. You deserve to dream again. You deserve that amazing business that you were telling me about. You deserve everything you have and more. You deserve incredible life. And this is why we're here. Because I want to teach you how to change all this. There is a lot of work to be done. But like I said, is this transformation is incredible. It's so beautiful, and it doesn't have to take forever. This is what I've been telling people, like, we are living in the time of Tesla. Yeah, the cars are driving themselves. Why don't we use the technology, the everything, the information that we have for years to our advantage? Hypnosis, okay? I do not believe in laying on a couch for 20 years and asking the question, and how does that make you feel? And your husband left you, and you're going through a divorce, and how does that make you feel? Obviously, fucking, how does that make you feel? Come on, this is a stupid question. And where are we leading? And it's like you coming to a therapy, and you coming out from that therapy feeling even lower than you came in. I think and believe that there are better ways. And there are quicker ways. You don't have to spend so many years. You can really accelerate your transformation by going deep, by using hypnosis, because we're surpassing the conscious mind. Your conscious mind will tell you everything wishy-washy. The subconscious is where your beliefs are held. So you feeling I don't deserve, this is in your subconscious, and there was a situation in your life that happened that made you feel you don't believe, that you don't deserve. I have an example. I think I spoke about this at some point. Great example. Listen, it's my life. When I was little, I had a grandma. This grandma's still alive. But when she lived in like a countryside, whatever. They didn't have a toilet. They didn't have a bathroom at home. They had the bathroom outside. So you would have to cross, I don't know, 500 feet, whatever, to go to the toilet. And I absolutely hated it, and I was scared all the time. And I was like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. I was a kid. I was maybe 4 or 5. And I didn't think anything of it, right? You don't think anything of it. But then, when I was learning about, so when you a therapist, when you hypnotherapist, whatever, every month we have to have a session. We have to exchange a session with therapists between us to constantly improve, and you're still in the flow of it. So we work on ourselves, and there is loads of, but after so many different things, you think there is nothing more. And I said, okay, for some time at the beginning, I was really struggling with my business, and I was always saying, you know what? All my life, I worked for the corporate world. I don't know how to be self-employed. I don't have the tools. I don't have the knowledge. I only know how to work for someone else to get the money, right? So I created this belief. And I go to hypnosis, and I said, you know what? We're doing this thing. Why don't we ask the question, why am I struggling with the business? So we go into hypnosis, and the way we do that, we go into hypnosis, and then we ask the mind, so what is the issue? Why are you struggling with your business? Why is it that you're stuck? And your mind will bring you memories that created a belief. You know, when I was telling you the beliefs that we had from child, where they create the weed, those are the situations. So the situation was, and then you put it together and there is a conclusion. So my mind created this belief when I was going to that toilet outside of the house, that it said, surely if your grandma didn't have a toilet in the house, they didn't have a bathroom in the house, surely you don't deserve to have your own business. Boom. Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. How would I even get to that conclusion? How would I even find out that my mind is holding on to something so stupid, so little, from so long ago, so irrelevant, to my business and me being stuck. That's why I'm saying, if you're feeling I don't deserve, they could have something happened in your childhood. Let's say someone was telling a story about they were in the school, like a kindergarten. Let's say they 4 or 5, whatever, and there is this teacher coming and gives everybody a bubble gum. Everyone's got the bubble gum, but that girl. There was none left. So she didn't get any. So she created a belief, I'm not good enough because I didn't get the bubble gum. She was 4. You get it? So if you have a belief, a feeling that you don't deserve something, it could be connected with something so incredibly little, but when you were a child, you are perceiving world in a different way. You are acting age appropriately, and the situations in the life are so big, so incredibly upsetting, and you create that little belief, you create that weed in your head, and it carries on and continues for the rest of your life. Now, here is another example and an analogy. We all have phones, right? We all have, most of us got a smartphone. Even my father's got a smartphone. He still struggles to pick up the phone and doesn't know how to work it out, but he's funny. But like every now and then your smartphone will send you a notification to update your software. Yeah, this is automatic. It happens. You don't have to do anything, but you need to press the button to update your software. Now imagine that your mind is that software. You tell me now, since you were born, how many times did you update that software? Rhetorical question. Can you see how many programs, how many webs, how many cobwebs have we got in our mind for so long, and we haven't tackled them? That's why you feel I don't deserve. That's why you feel I don't deserve to be loved. I'm not lovable. I'm not enough, because of those little situations. And we need to release them. We need to find them. We need to release them. We need to release the emotions. And now what you do, you say you say to this child, okay, you're not the child anymore. You have your life. This was age appropriate there. This was the belief that you created there, but this is no longer relevant. Okay, this is now, you are deserving, you are amazing, you are incredible, and let me show you and give you an example how amazing you are. You're a supermom. You're dealing with 2 kids. You've got a whole house to carry for. You've got your husband. You probably go, drop off your kids, come back, do everything in the house. Everything is running smoothly. You've got your job to go to. You've got your grandma. You've got this. You've got this, and you forget how many amazing things you are doing, because especially we as a woman, we diminish ourselves. We making ourselves small. But hold on a second. Let's go back. Whoa. I'm a super mom. I'm a super wife. Yeah? And again, this has been going on forever because you're just a woman. No. I am an incredible woman. Correction. But this is my self-concept. Yeah? So, the mission, like I said, 3 columns. We're going to write that down. And I want you to write it down. 2 affirmations for times. Jodie, did you manage to get the notebooks? Jodie was telling me that she's going to go to the store, get some notebooks, get some journals. I really like this subject, actually, self-concept. It's very, very interesting. It's the belief, the idea that you have about yourself. Simple as. And how the world sees you. Go to notebooks. Amazing. So go back to the notebook. We're doing 3 columns, and I want you to write it down, 2 affirmations, 10 times each. And the affirmation is, I trust myself. And how does that make you feel when you say, I trust myself? Most of people don't trust themselves. Don't trust their judgment. Don't trust Their beliefs, don't trust how they feel, don't trust their intuition. Intuition is one thing that will never let you down. So one affirmation is I trust myself, and the other was is I believe in myself. I believe in myself. You've done so many good things in your life. You can't see it. Does that all make sense? Do you have any questions, Jodie? Sometimes it feels like it's just me having a conversation every day. You will get some rest soon. We are 78 today. 78, and I have a list of everything that I've got. Do you think it will be... Makes sense, no questions. Okay, great. Do you think... do you want to know what's coming? What kind of subjects are coming? Should I post them, or you want me to surprise you? I do have them, and I was thinking, should I post it? Should I not? Make sure that you have your amazing life written down. Okay. You know, when we were going back, because the last one, the mission 90, we're going to do a meditation, visualization of your amazing life, of the life that you want, of the perfect life, of your life without anxiety. So I want you to write it down. Surprise. Okay, let's wait for surprise. There's loads of core subjects. And I keep writing others that are coming to my head. Yeah. That's it. I thought this one was really interesting. I thought it's challenging. It's challenging for people to actually look at themselves and say, whoa, good question. Yeah? And this is how I want you to feel. Good question, but let's do the work. Let's do the work. 2 affirmations. I trust myself. I believe in myself. 10 times. If tears comes up, again. Yeah? Another one. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be anxiety free. I don't like anxiety free, but I deserve to be calm. I deserve to be happy. Yeah? How would your life without anxiety be? Happy? Calm? I deserve? And what do you deserve? Jodie, give me something positive. I deserve what? What did you learn today? What do you deserve? What are we changing that I don't deserve into? I deserve to what? Sharon's been posting amazing pictures of Florida. Apparently Florida is like 360 days in the year sunshine. I mean, I'm moving. I deserve what? I'm just waiting for Jodie to put what she deserves. And I leave you to complete the mission. And mission complete. Can't believe it's 48 minutes. I deserve. What do you deserve, darling? Okay, it's fine. But can I leave it with you? Have a think about it. Have a think about it and then get back to me, okay? Loads of love. Big kudos. And I catch you tomorrow.